Hello, my name is Johnny Giles, and I wanted to do a second video update to my first video titled Paradigm Shift, or My Paradigm Shift. As I said in the first video a few weeks ago, I had a tremendous paradigm shift, realizing for the first time as my personal truth that I am a conscious creator with the ability to create out of thin air whatever I desire. I've been immersing myself in prayer because it is my desire and intention to change my reality. I've been taking more responsibility upon myself to make this change happen rather than looking to God or any other deity for help or for guidance or for blessings of any kind. Last night while I was sitting on the floor in my office, after watching a few videos and reading some more out of Conversations with God, book 1 by Neil Donald Walsh, I had an epiphany that basically, wow, I really am God, and you are God. We are all individual gods living in the physical realm. Before you jump up and down and say, God, this guy's crazy, he's an idiot, he needs to shave. Hear me out for a few minutes and then you can make your judgment a little bit better. You see, it's almost impossible for people to believe that they are God and that they have the same powers to create out of thin air as God has. However, your reality, my reality, are created by us as individuals. Okay? You create your own reality, whether you do so consciously, subconsciously, or superconsciously, and you can become an active participant in consciously creating your reality. I have done so. I am getting better at it every day. It is an evolutionary process, and I think that every man, woman, and child has the same capability. My epiphany led me to see that I am God in the reference of throughout every spiritual text, throughout every spiritual leader, including Jesus, basically it has been stated that you are gods. You are all gods. Okay? You are made in my likeness and my image with the same ability to create out of thin air as I have, so says God, right? Through every spiritual text, from the Bible to the Torah to the Bhagavad Gita, I don't think I'm saying that right, the Hindu Bible, Teo scriptures, everything suggests that we as individuals have the ability to create out of thin air whatever we choose. So you may ask, well, how does that make us God? God says in Conversations with God, book 1, that the reason why he created the physical realm was so that he could know himself as God. He created the analogy used in Conversations with God, which I find to be one of the most refreshing, eye-opening analogies that I've ever heard of, is that there's a little soul as an individual light in the sun, and the soul knew itself to be the light, but it couldn't experience it. It knew conceptually that everything was within its power. It couldn't die. There's nothing to fear. Everything's love, and that God is great. This soul yearned for experience, so God told the soul, well, you know what you must do. You must call upon yourself the darkness. The soul understood and therefore jumped into the physical realm. Into this physical realm, obviously, there's a birth, and then the parents raise the child, so on and so forth. But what I find very interesting is that when God said that the reason why he created this physical realm was so that he could know himself, and he created us as his offspring, our souls, individual souls, so that God is so big he can have multiple experiences on multiple different levels and probably multiple dimensions. The only way God said he could experience himself is by having individual soul children that would forget who they are, jump into the physical realm, and have experience. So we're all here having experiences, and most of us think our lives suck, or we want something better, and no matter what we get, we want something more. No matter how good we feel, we want to feel better. And then we complain like crying babies that our lives are not what we choose them to be. Seeing yourself as God does not say that you're the almighty creator of all that is. It simply says that you are God's child. You're made in his or her likeness and image, and you have his or her same capabilities to manifest out of thin air. You're in a partnership with God in which both of you exist simultaneously as one. This allows God to have his experience, and in exchange, he allows his soul children to have and create anything they desire. This is awesome news. Actually, it is phenomenal news if you can grasp it, and if you can flow with it, then obviously you may be able to apply it in your life. These realizations that I have that I'm starting to put on video, I want to stress once again that I'm no guru, I'm no spiritual teacher, I don't pretend to know anything more than anybody else. What I am doing is I am using my blog, Thoughts Projected, and you can see the link when you click the About section below the video. I just share my points of view, I share my epiphanies, my ideas, my wisdom that comes, most of it comes from inside and is validated through multiple outside sources. When I know something to be true by experience, and then that truth is validated multiple times by people that span hundreds of years, all saying the same thing, then it's easier to be empowered by the validity of what you already know to be true on your own. Yet I encourage you, you have to find your own path. You have to find your own solution. If you can't find it through what already exists, then the challenge becomes you have to create it. Being a conscious creator is what I personally desire. I desire to be a conscious creator. In other words, I don't want to create by default. I don't want to be hateful or angry or mad or upset. I don't want to be anything other than a bright shining light to others. But this doesn't mean that I have to adhere to any specific dogmas or religious beliefs, because I believe, as I have said before, that all paths lead to the same source. Now, these paths could be Christianity, being a Muslim, being a Hindu or a Buddhist, or any range or variations of those religions, or anything else, being a witch or a warlock, or being a New Age spiritualist, or whatever. I think you have to find your own path, or you have to create your own path. Me personally, I've chose to create my own path, but what I have found as I create my own path is my path crisscrosses and for periods of time flows in conjunction with other paths. I was raised a Christian. I'm not opposed to Christianity. I dedicated my life to Jesus, and although I've faltered back and forth and backslid is what the Southern Baptist term is, backsliding, I still believe in Jesus. Jesus has helped me out personally twice. But now what I see Jesus as is my brother. Jesus is the Son of God. However, I am the Son of God. If you're a female, you're the daughter of God. Okay? You and God share an eternal covenant, a bond that cannot break. And see, when you hear truth, you gravitate towards it. When you hear good news, you want it to be true. You want it to be awesome and incredible. Me personally, I'm a Taurus, the bull sign in astrology. What is amazing to me is that my astrological chart and the characteristics of a Taurus fit me to a T, right? I'm blown away by the perfection in the description because it's absolutely so. Being a Taurus, I'm materialistic. I like nice homes, nice cars, nice clothes, nice things. And yet, I've been blessed with this enormous amount of business acumen, and I've run a consulting business for some time, and I ride the roller coaster, up and down, up and down, up and down. Yet, what I'm starting to see is that everything that I've created of any value in my life has come forth through the spoken word, through prayer. So my paradigm shift says, okay, Johnny, you are a conscious creator and you know yourself as one. That was my paradigm shift. Now in this video, I'm sharing the fact that I've become aware that I am God, in the sense that God and I are on this journey together. God created me specifically to have unique experiences through me. And the exchange is, hey, help me have these experiences, but experience whatever you want, choose whatever you want. I'm along for the ride as the observer. I want to see what you can do. When we die, we live anywhere from we die at birth, or we die at 100 years old or older. Anytime you can die, death is inevitable. But while you're here, people think, well, you've got to learn, or you've got to serve God, or you've got to, what a waste of time. What a complete waste of time serving God that doesn't need you to serve Him. God's ready to serve you. You are God. You serving yourself, you're praying to somebody to feel good, then you get home and it wears off, you got to pick up the book again, or you got to absorb yourself into certain teachings again just to feel good. It's like a drug. It's like a drug addiction. And you can never feed the demand enough. You need more and more and more. Self-help is the world's worst, in that these books and these CDs and these schools are, I think they have a good intention, is to empower the people that sign up. But by default, a large majority of those people walk away disillusioned, and then they just figure nothing works and nothing's real and everything's a bunch of crap. The default aspect is the person's either not ready for that path, or that path is not for them, or other conditions that may be involved. So self-help says, hey, have positive thoughts. Watch The Secret. Watch The Bleep. What the bleep do we know? Get into these books and into these CDs, and go to these seminars, and pay tens of thousands of dollars to sit in the presence of someone who claims to be wiser than you are. Well, guess what? That person, no matter who they are, started off right where you are right now, searching for answers. You think they're any better than you, any smarter than you, any more capable than you? No, most of them have horror stories far worse than yours, but they found something special. They created a path, or they found a path, and they started speaking on it. And they feel like it's their mission to empower others. And hey, God bless them in their journey. For me, I don't think it's my mission to try to empower people, although that may happen as icing on the cake, so to speak, because I'm sharing myself for myself. I'm articulating myself through this video for me. How is it for me? Well, my first video's got 20, 30 views. Nobody really cares. This video probably get the same amount or more. However, it's not the hundreds of people or thousands of people that see a video that matters. It's the one person that watches a video and says, aha, he's onto something there. And whether you believe what I say or not, if it sparks just a small amount of intrigue so that you go searching or you go creating, then guess what? It's been of benefit. The contradiction is, I'm trying to benefit others, yet I'm trying to serve myself. But God Himself or herself is a living, walking, breathing contradiction. And let me explain to you why. You can't have hot without cold. You can't have love without hate. Up without down, in without out. In the physical realm. Now, I can't speak on the absolute in the realm where God resides. I can only theorize and conject about the physical realm. So if you have two polarizations, right? The far right, the far left, or the far left, far right, however the video is showing it. Everything in between are endless possibilities, right? But you still have the two polar extremes. God says in the Bible that I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. So He is both the up and the down. Without God creating all of it, there would be no possibility. People look to the devil to blame the devil for bad things. There is no devil. There is a hell, and the hell is you not being able to realize yourself as a conscious creator, and you living your life wasted away in dogmas and belief systems that never serve you or anybody else. So the polarizations exist, okay, the extremes. The coldest it can be on this planet and the hottest it can be on this planet, and everything in between. All of those possibilities were created. I watched a very interesting video, and I'll try to put the link below this video, of a lady who says that words are things. This wise black lady picked up really good vibes off of her video. It was very short, but she talks about the power of words. And almost everything you read that is spiritual in nature is telling you the power of life and death are in your words. The power to create starts with the spoken word. Thoughts become things. All these things are not said as random, oh, that sounds good, that makes sense, and then you go on about your day and don't even think about it. But when you say things, watch out. When you think things, watch out. This is not to scare you, this is to empower you. I don't believe in helping people using fear. Religion has colossally failed in that endeavor from its inception. Fear does not sell. Fear closes down, clams up, makes people run for the hills. You know, fear is the worst possible experience you can have in this reality. Yet, you can give yourself freedom of fear right now instantaneously. You are God. You don't have to have fear. If you have bills that need to be paid, you don't have to pray out, oh God, please help me, please help me, please help me. You've made it to today, correct? You're sitting here watching this video, so you're here today, which everything prior to today, you've made it through. So from here, where you go is up to you. There are endless possibilities. In my last video, I kind of suggested, I don't know the exact words I used, but something to the extent of get started. Start right now where you are. You know, you have nothing to lose to search for a path that suits you or to create your own path. I know that I didn't really go into much detail on the fact that why I believe we are all gods, but it makes total sense to me that God is so great, He's so big and beyond our comprehension, that if we as individual souls living this life are just completely addicted to experience and stimulation. We all want stimulation. We want the attaboys from your boss if you work a job. We want to be recognized in our community. We want to be recognized if we're in business. We want that nice car. Why? A Ford Focus, which is what I have right now, drives just as good as a Cadillac. However, the price difference is 4 or 5 times what I paid for the other car. We want it because we desire the stimulation. We want the nice house, the swimming pool, the big vacations for stimulation, and we should have those things. Those things are not denied to you, they're not denied to me. When you look on TV and you see the Kim Kardashians of the world and the other actors, and you think that they got such a great life, you know, they really don't have such a great life. Their life is smoke and mirrors, and it's chaos. And most of them, if you ask them, if you were their friend and you asked them a sincere question, are you happy? All of them would say no. So their money didn't buy them happiness. Now me, I love money, but I see money as a tool. So as I embark on consciously creating my reality, I want resources. I choose resources for myself. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not out there trying to save the world. I think a lot of these gurus and spiritualists, you know, they start off wanting the same thing we want, the money, the nice house, the nice cars to provide for their families, right? Somewhere along the line, they get intoxicated by their own godness. Now they want to save the world. The world's not designed to be saved. The world is as it is because that's how it should be. Now you can make a little change, you can change things, you can help out, you can be a volunteer. All that's well and good, but at the end of the day, serve yourself. Do whatever you have to do for yourself. I highly recommend Conversations with God by Neil Donald Walsh. It really has impacted me for many, many years. Dr. Wayne Dyer is a wonderful speaker. Deepak Chopra is very wise. Eckhart Tolle uh, has a good vibe about him. Um, there's all sorts of people that were in The Secret and that were in the movie What the Bleak Do We Know. You can search them out on the YouTube and find their videos. A lot of these people and others, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill has a lot of wisdom to it. You can read that book over and over and over, or listen to the audio version and learn something new almost every time. Thank you for taking a look at my blog. Thank you for watching this video. Additional links are in the About section below this video. If you ever want a dialogue, just hit me up. Today's Father's Day, so for all the fathers out there, happy Father's Day. This day is for you. And thank you for your time today.